Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of What If Civilization Started Over. I believe we're on episode 14 or 15. But real quick, I want to show you some things that happened. So first off, I made a new water layer and that's going well. We got all sorts of different things like equal unexplored water layer. And if you do realize, there's no rivers on the map right now. And why is that? Because I also separated the rivers from the rest of the map. And so, real quick, let me just see something. Okay. So I got this, got this. Are those different shades? Yes, they are. Okay. Anyways, now let's just hop into this video. First thing we will see happening is actually more water being explored. So we got this country that's very weak, actually expanding. I mean, what am I trying to say? Actually exploring more water. And now the Iberians and Pink France does as well. All over here and there. And they actually find these islands over here. And oh my gosh, they're almost gonna find the power rankings. That's crazy. They're gonna find the power rankings, guys. Oh my gosh, they found it. I'm gonna turn off the rankings real quick. But, so, now we will be going over here to see more land being explored. Looking like that. And Finland will also explore this. Just cause, they wanna. And yes, don't worry, I will be fixing that. There. Okay. Now though, it's kind of messed up and we need to make this water explored. Okay. And we will now be seeing a war happen. Where, you ask? Over here. If we real quick go to ideologies, we will see that all three of these guys are the same. But there will be a new country popping up. And that will be, well, real quick, let me get rid of some of this unexplored land. So it's explored. And, yeah. These guys over here will be looking like, when I finish drawing it, you will see. They look like this. And that completely blocks off these guys. And that makes them very mad. And as you can see, they don't even have a capital or anything. Why? Because they're totally not just tribes that popped up and became an actual country. But now, we will see them getting their major cities, which they have 4. These are the 4 main areas of the tribes. And now we need to grab the star and their capitals right there. But as I was saying, this sparks huge tensions between these two countries. But in fact, the tribal people will make the first move. But yeah, so now these guys will make a big push, even actually encircling this major city, which the people go down to the Hainan country over here, and there's a border right here between the Hainan country and the people of these guys. They're not letting them in. Why? Oh, okay. So why are they invading these base Chinese people? Well, reason is because they really just want land. But both of them will be repelled. But there's a country that was killed that has came back. Pink China has rebelled away. Now, these guys will pretty much get all of their old land very fast. And then they're gonna invade into here and even start getting around the capital. Actually, they pretty much siege it, which leads to a fall of the troops over here to go and protect that front over there. And so now these guys, they're pretty cooked. In fact, they're so cooked that there's another rebellion, a rebellion in Taiwan. And now we have a Taiwanese country. Cool, right? And okay, I have to fix this real quick because those are now owned by the Taiwan country. Or soon to be Taiwan country. But these guys will go ahead and link up with the other rebellion, and in a combined effort will take out the capital. And they actually split the capital. And why did these guys not get involved? Well, they actually did in a tiny spot right over here. And that's their invasion of the beige team, not of the pink team, but they just end up giving it to the pink team because they just decide to go after the tribes. Why? First off, the tribes are actually very weak, and they only formed to help bring back the pink Chinese country. So they make a huge push at first, but then they push the blue Chinese back. Sorry for being but now they tell Pink China to invade, in which they do, and they also tell Pink China to invade their invasion of beige China. And now the pink Chinese actually will pull back. Why? Because, well, would you look at that? These guys fully push back the blue Chinese, and now pink China's actually invading blue China. And remember, the Hainan country is their strongest, but just for distraction, and because they knew the Hainan country would help blue China, the Taiwanese will kind of be a sacrifice and invade the Hainan country, which they immediately get pushed back and start being invaded into. But this is a part of their plan. They want the Hainan country to be distracted. And what's the tribal country doing? Invading the Hainan Island country. And this sucks for the Hainan country because they were actually pretty strong and they could have taken over all of these guys. But that doesn't seem like it's gonna happen. And we actually see the Koreans explore more of this area. And now they will go ahead and make a land border with the Blue Chinese, simply just to invade them. And yes, I did do provinces, so you can see that. Anyways, back to this. The Blue Chinese will make a push over here, but they won't be able to get the cities because they have to focus on Korea, who is probably the bigger threat, as they have the entire Korean peninsula, and they've just taken these two most northern major cities, which were some of the top major cities for this Blue Chinese country. This allows for these guys to just mess up because their morale is very low from what's happening to the Blue Chinese team. And well, Pink China takes over the capital. And now this will look something like that as split right now. So after that, the Pink Chinese will go ahead and invade the Hainan country. And Taiwan actually did not expect its plan to work because they were just trying to also, both the tribal country and Taiwan were made to help the Pink Chinese. But Taiwan will cut them off, but that's from the Pink Chinese telling them to. So if we go back all the way, and yes, I will bring back Korea's little area. Okay, pause. That's far enough because, well, if you didn't realize, I had gotten the Pink Chinese color from right here. Yeah, that's right, I saved Pink China. Anyways, we will now go ahead and see many northern cities like so be given to the Pink Chinese. In fact, now we will also need to get the Taiwanese back. No, I got the Taiwan color from the Hainans. Yeah. And these two areas will be given to Taiwan. And also this one spot right here. They will get this. And that makes them very happy. But that makes Beige China sad. Wow, these guys are very blobby. Let me just fix this border real quick. I know it's gonna look okay. Very nice. Um, it will look not like that. That's too ugly. They will have that, but this land down here. Okay, they're not losing their whole country, bro. I said they're not losing their whole country. And then over here, these 2 provinces are given to the Pink Chinese. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna crash out if I do that one more time. Anyways, that is the Lower Peace Treaty, and the tribal people, they're gonna actually decide to go back to not being a country because they mainly became a country to bring back the Pink Chinese, because before these guys even started to exist, Pink China, like, as a country, Pink China was like being friendly to them, and we're thinking about trades. But now this is what they will look like. And these islands go over to the Pink Chinese, and the Hainan country, their only consequence is these areas over here becoming a new country. Why do I say only? Well, because it should be bigger consequence. Anyways, I just saw something that I need to fix. That's on the provinces layer, because there was a tiny little gap. Anyways, this new country right here will have their major city in what they think is the best one for them to have it in, which is there. And yeah, I think that wraps up this area. Besides, for the Koreans, they want their land that they got before they joined the war. And so we see them exploring all of this, and then they will go ahead and take all of their lands over here, and I need to make that less blobby because what the heck, you know? And then yeah, we now have these amazingly awesome borders, and the 3 most northern areas will be taken, like the 3 most northern major cities. That's what I mean. And now this area is fully owned by the Koreans. All of this area I just colored. No, not that, but even this spot right there. And so the Korean trust probably almost doubled in size. We will now see the Myanmar country, with the help of Bangladesh, explore more of this area. Yes, even areas near Tibet. And these guys, they thought they would get all of this land, but they won't. Why? Because there's a new Indian country. And this new Indian country has all of this land right here. But I didn't say there was only one new Indian country. Well, why am I saying that? Because there's two new Indian countries. Huh? Oh, my bad. There's 3 new ones, with the 3rd new one being the smallest and actually instantly being invaded and being kicked out of existence. So actually, yeah, there is only 2 new ones. But who does this go to? These guys. So that will be the second last thing of this video, because I don't want it to be too long, because it was mainly focusing over here, where there's actually a lot of new countries. Well, two new countries. Three. Yeah, 3 new countries. Sorry for getting that wrong. What just happened? But these guys will both have, well, these guys have 3, the other guys have 4. Let me see what's the difference between these 2 colors. Okay, a pretty good amount. But the second last thing of this video, which, yeah, I know I said there'd be only one more thing, but these guys will expand. I don't want that country's expansion to be the last thing of this video, even though it's a pretty big expansion. Well, minus that area right there. Ew, straight line, ew. Well, too bad. They're gonna have a straight line border for now. And yes, purposely. You will totally see why in the next episode. Totally not just gonna fix it later in the next episode, which I am gonna be making videos on Saturdays and Wednesdays and Saturdays, sorry. Like Wixel videos, because I want to. And also, I don't want this series to take, like, what, 2 years, like Ada's Pros. But yeah. So, we got that. And that's still not going to be the last. The last is actually the Persian expansion, which these guys have not expanded in a while, because they were actually getting pretty unstable, but now they're back. But if we go over here and look, they were still 4th. They just didn't expand. And they're slowly getting a new best area, like new best city. I wonder which one. But that will be the final event of this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.